It's Dragon Ball time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the SH Figuarts Cooler final form from Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball FighterZ. And he also showed up in Dragon Ball Heroes, which the less I talk about Dragon Ball Heroes, the better. But anyway, I love this design for Cooler. In general, it's honestly, one of my favorite designs for any Dragon Ball villain. Yes, that good. He's big and bulky, spiky, has some detail in the way. You know, it's somewhat minimal, but also there's like a little bit more than like with Frieza or whatnot. And the face mask. The face mask is just like, I don't know, it has like a little bit of a Mortal Kombat touch. He has like the red eyes, and it's, I don't know, it looks menacing, it looks great. So I really wonder how the figure does. So let's not wait any longer, let's have a look. And if you're new here, you should really subscribe, help me grow, help me reach my final form. Looks like we have another big guy in the SH Figuarts line, and I couldn't be happy about it. He stands at about, let's start with the inches this time around, a little over 7 inches, 7.1 inches to the top of the head. But if you're going to the top of the horns, that would be like 8.1 inches, maybe 8.2, depending on how far you really want to go up. And as much for your centimeters, that's like 18 to the top of the head, basically, and then, well, to the top of the horns, that's like almost 20 size comparisons. Here's Jalter, Frieza, Kid Gohan, Goku, NECA Michelangelo, and Darkseid. Overall look in detail for this guy, and I do believe that, you know, Figuarts has done a little bit of an extra work on this one. I say that, but I'll get to why in a second. First of all, the face sculpt and the mold obviously is perfect. I say obviously because I rarely have trouble with the molds being bad. There's like sometimes maybe the head's a little bit too small or the body might be disproportionate, but no. Most of the time it's really just like it fits. It looks like it should be. It looks like it did in the show. And also the panel lining, well not really panel lining, but the lining on his face, on the face mask, looks nice. It is molded on there, and you have the gray kind of lined up. Very good. I don't really have any issue with it. There might be like a tiny bit of bleeding and some edges, but for the most part it does look good. You do have all like these small lines molded into the figure. Now the first thing I can say that, yeah, shading would have been nice, especially kind of to elevate all these little nooks and crannies in the white parts, but they didn't do it, and I'm already happy that it's painted. Most of this figure seems to be painted for me, the white part, and it does look nice. It does have a good feel to it. Have the big muscle, the big chest in the front, and the small spikes in the back which stick out. And overall, yeah, it just does look good. It looks like aesthetically, and with the paint on it, like it's just like, that's one of these things that sometimes when I'm saying SH Figuarts did a little bit of extra work is when they do figures and they don't paint them. They have done that a lot. They have done it quite a lot in the past, and I'm happy to say that Cooler doesn't suffer from that issue. Also have like the purple, the bluish purple, which is a lot more shiny on this side, but it also does seem to be a bit more scratchy. I don't know if you can see that, but it seems like there's already a little bit of small damage in there, which is not the worst thing in the world, but it is noticeable. So it is probably something that you don't want to strain too much as we move down to his big thighs. I haven't really told that much about the muscle work, but it does look phenomenal, and I just love the size overall of the guy and the big thighs. With the tail in the back, the tail that is connected has the ball in there, and I mean, it does move nice enough. We'll get to the articulation, but like it's another thing where I'm wondering why you have this piece, why it's sticking out like that, and not just have the ball immediately connected to his ass, right? The feet also have the shiny black on the toenails, and we got some more blue on side, which also again like maybe like a tiny bit of bleeding and little issues here and there, but something that's barely worth mentioning. For the articulation, I feel like that's really something that SH Figuarts has shown in the past, that they do know how to do articulation for these big guys. So I start off with the head, does move backwards quite a bit, forward all the way down, and does tilt side to side somewhat, also goes all the way around without any trouble. Also do have neck articulation, which is mostly a big hinge, does have some side to side movement. Well, I'm just getting it out of the head if I'm getting it a good tuck, but you know, there's some of it in there. You have these shoulder blades which do move up and down, and you have a beautiful like kind of butterfly joint, like this entire joint is moving back and forth. And can you also lift it up? Does have I would say wriggle motion, but it barely does anything. But yeah, goes back and forth, so that looks pretty good. If you pull it forward though too much, it looks kind of wonky, especially with the circle in there, but not really any way to hide it. Still, it is pretty darn good. So the big shoulder in there is connected via a long pack and a ball that kind of ends in this entire piece of the shoulder, of the chest area more like. So you can bring that up and down, bring that all the way around. Got a bicep swivel, also like goes up all the way like that, because like there's still the hinge in there. Kind of forgot about that, but yeah, bicep swivel back to that. Double hinged elbow. Let me see, like the hinge up there, and pull it all the way out. Then for the fist is on another ball hinge, moves up and down, rotates all the way around. The chest area does tilt side to side, does move back and forth, since they did leave a lot of room, but doesn't really bother me. So overall, still gets very good motion out of it all the way around. Then for the lower hip part, can bring that back and forth, does tilt side to side, and does also go all the way around. If I can get my thumb on there and demonstrate. Then you have also the tail, which I already showed. There's one ball hinge which is just pegged in. You can also rotate it around, and then you have another ball hinge in the lower half. Can bring that up and down, also rotate it around. Then you have the leg, moves forward, moves not really to the back, it's completely blocked by the butt mode. Well, you know, it does look natural enough, I guess, but then again, like, if you would have removed that, that would have looked weird, I feel like. But then again, you're really sacrificing quite a bit there. The leg moves out all the way, does make a weird noise. You can also have a thigh swivel on the top part, and the knees, double hinged, move all the way up. And for the foot, moves forward, backward. Does tilt side to side somehow, but you really got to angle the foot in a way that it doesn't collide with the white part over there. If you do that correctly, it does work. It doesn't have flat feet, but he does have big feet, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue to pose him. Just make a little bit of an effort here. Yeah. Trying. He does seem to be a bit collapsy. Not the tightest figure in the world, but it does work. Just wanted to try that out on the camera. For the accessories, it's pretty standard stuff, but that's to be expected from like big characters. They usually don't go all out with accessories. So you do have another face sculpt with the mask off. That's the only one you have, which, you know, some people might complain about that, but honestly, personally, I probably never take off the mask. So you do have the arrogant smirk with the shiny red eyes. Dude does have also a tiny bit of bleeding here and there, but again, nothing too major. Then you got two more kind of claw hands, I guess, when he grabs onto some monkey filth. Then you have the two pointy fingers, which for blast hands or just pointing. Two more open blast hands while kind of grabbing blast hands. I guess this one's more of a blast hand. And that's really it. And it's gonna bring me to the final thoughts, and quite frankly, I don't have any complaints with this one. I am in love with this figure. I think the size, the articulation, and the paint job on it is absolutely great. It looks good as it is, and you could make the case of maybe another face sculpt for the accessories, maybe like a smiling, like an angry gritting teeth face, which this is like the one thing that kind of popped in my mind, because in like Dragon Ball FighterZ in the intro, he just does like the gritting teeth face, which you know, could have worked. But yes, all of what I'm saying right now to me would have just been a bonus, would have just been a cherry on top of this nice, cool sundae. See what I did there? Wasn't even funny. Anyway. Yeah, I do like this figure, and I will recommend this figure because it's a great looking piece. I'm a big fan of the design, and I feel like they've done a great job bringing this character in figure form to the SH Figuarts line. And that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever cooler once.